What is going on, guys? Snickel here, and today I have another trophy talk for you. A little update here. It's for March 31st, 2019. Technically in April, but the 31st was on Sunday, start of the week. And it's been a pretty successful week. I mean, any week that I'm really earning trophies can be successful because I'm working towards some sort of goal. But it's been more successful in other areas, or certain areas, than others. So we'll talk about that a little bit, but anyway, let's get right into this. So I think when I ended last week, I was at NBA Live 19 or somewhere around there. I think there was a trophy that I earned earlier this week in NBA Live 19, and it was kind of the start of this video, the end of the last video. So after that, I have Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So I platinumed this last week, I believe, or 2 weeks ago. They released an additional feat on Tuesday. This a friend worth dying for, and they actually named the two other ones. So there's only one more additional feat that hasn't been named, and they also released the Fate of Atlantis Episode 1 trophies, so hopefully these will be coming out soon. I'm going to keep up to date when everything comes out in this game just so I can get my 100% as soon as possible and move on with my day. But it's an enjoyable game to go back and play. I like how the DLC is giving it longevity, even though they're taking another year off, I believe, between Odyssey and the next one that's going to come out. So it's going to be 2 years for the next one, which will be pretty nice. Gives me time to catch up and do some of the other Assassin's Creeds that I've wanted to do for the past, little while. But Origins and Odyssey were just such massive games that they took up a lot of time to platinum and get the 100% and everything before. So with Odyssey, I was working on this when it came out, which I did with Origins as well, and then I kind of put it down for a little bit, did some other stuff, multiplayer probably related, and then I ended up going back to it like way down the line. So I've been enjoying it. It's good. I've always said like they're fun games. I enjoy the Assassin's Creed games. I've always enjoyed the Assassin's Creed series. I can harp on it all day. The thing that annoys me the most is I really loved the old structure of the old games. So like Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, Revelations 3. I love the structure of those games where they were linear, but at the same time open world. But there wasn't like an RPG aspect. You could get armor whenever. There was no like upgrade trees or anything. You got weapons at certain times. Like basically there wasn't levels to anything. You just played the game, and that's what ended up happening. With Origins and Odyssey, they went more for the RPG aspect with level based, with certain gear and, areas of the map you can't really go to unless you're certain levels. So it kind of annoyed me because I like the structure of the old games. But at the same time, the structure of the new games is good, but I don't really like it for Assassin's Creed. I would have liked to see it for a whole new IP if Ubisoft was to make a new RPG IP using the structure that they've used for Origins and Odyssey. That would be pretty cool. Or like a spin-off of Assassin's Creed. That would have been cool, and just keep Assassin's Creed going on the way it was going. I think the reason that they changed the whole direction of the games was because a lot of people were saying it was getting stale and they weren't enjoying it. But at the same time, that's what made the games was that structure that they were using. The no level base, just getting gear when you get it, or later in the story, or equipment later in the story. So all those aspects, I mean, it sucks that they changed it, but the good thing is they are releasing like basically every single Assassin's Creed back on the PS4 this week. Actually, Assassin's Creed 3 remastered and Liberation remastered came out on the PS4. So if you have the season pass for Odyssey, or you pay like $30 or something, you can get those two games. They did come out this week. There's only one Assassin's Creed that's actually missing on the PS4, and everybody has been asking for it. I've been asking for this game for ages now, and it's Assassin's Creed 1. I would love to see an Assassin's Creed 1 remaster or something along those lines. If they bring Assassin's Creed 1 to the PS4, literally every single Assassin's Creed game will be on the PS4 that was released on the PS3. So I think that that's kind of crazy, but it would be cool to see. That's why I'm kind of holding off to do like the Ezio trilogy and go back and do the remasters and stuff on the PS4, is because I'm waiting to see if they do 1. Because if they bring 1 back, then I'll do them chronologically, like 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelation, so on and so forth. So I'm looking forward to maybe seeing something about that, but who knows? They are doing the year off next year, so maybe, just maybe, they'll release 1 in the placeholder, because what they did previously between Syndicate and Origins, I believe in that year gap, they actually put the Assassin's Creed movie out. So they still put something out that year. It just wasn't a game. And if I remember correctly, they released the Chronicles, a few of the Chronicles that year as well, if I remember correctly. But there was a gap between the AAA releases, but there was stuff released for Assassin's Creed in between then. So just a little bit of a rant on Assassin's Creed. I really enjoy the franchise, so it's probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite franchise that I've played in the past, I don't know, 10 years or so since I've been trophy hunting, really. And you could tell by my trophy list. I mean, I literally have, with me doing Odyssey, I literally have, I think, every single Assassin's Creed platinumed that I can platinum. There's a few that I'm missing, like the Chronicles that I would like to go do, like India and Russia. At least do the 2 other Chronicle games, and then I'll do the stacks at some point. But yeah, I think I have every single Assassin's Creed platinumed with, not doubling up right now. But I do plan on doing that, and there's going to be, Liberation is actually going to be a triple up because there's the Vita, the PS3, and the PS4, so that's pretty crazy. But I'll get around to them at some point. Not really in a rush, but it'll be what it'll be, right? But that's my little rant on Assassin's Creed. We'll lay off there for now. Up next, we have Final Fantasy 15 multiplayer Comrades. Now, the reason that this is up here is on Tuesday. I believe it was Tuesday, wasn't it? On Tuesday, they released the final DLC for Final Fantasy 15. It was some episode. It's not part of the Royal Pack. You have to go buy it separately for $10. Big ass ripoff by Square Enix, but whatever. At the same time, they also did release another boss in Comrades, the Comrades standalone. They released Kenny Crow. So if you have this on your list, I would suggest to go try to beat this. I had a few people carry me through it, just random people. You can just go in and search public and hopefully get carried through, but did that. That was interesting. I probably spent about an hour and a half or so on stream trying to do that, so it was interesting, but I've got it back to 100% now, so I can't be complaining anymore. Up next, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. I've put another game on my list. How could I? No, the reason I did was because last week, I probably should have mentioned this in last week's video, but last week there was an event that had not shown up for months in the DLC, and it was the Cats versus Dinos. So I went in there, played around on the cat side, played around on the dino side, collected a shit ton of rainbow stars, just AFK'd rainbow stars. I think I AFK'd like 150 rainbow stars because I used 50 to open a chest, then another 40 to open 2 more chests, and then I AFK'd another 50 to have a full thing of stars. But I'll be paying attention to the calendar online to figure out when there's boss hunts and when there are community challenges, because you have to go through 3 community challenges, or you have to meet the contribution requirement for 3 community challenges, so I'll have to do that. But it's just whatever, I just have to play. And then this one, opening 5 community challenge reward chests, that's not too bad. But yeah, right now I'm just focusing on the community challenge stuff. It's kind of what I did with the first game. It was like, just get the DLC done, the stuff in the DLC. The base game is pretty easy for the most part, especially, I mean, both of them, Plants vs. Zombies 1 and 2, are very easy, and you can boost 1 if you want to very easily. So it was just the DLC. Those are the biggest gripes of these games, is the DLC. So got through that, got the Cats versus Dinos, got some other things, and that was that. I should probably hop on it this week again to see what events are going on, even though I have the calendar up, but we'll just have to wait and see. Up next, NBA Live 18. So I did finish what I wanted to finish in this game this week, which was the GM list level 2. All I had to do was do 25 or win 25 games in the My Team. So I went in there, or not My Team, it's Ultimate Team. My Team is 2K. So I went in there, did the 25 wins in Ultimate Team, and then I started working on some of the single player stuff, like just playing through and trying to do like just all this other stuff that I have to do is just single player. It's not really difficult. I just have to play the game is what it comes down to. So, maybe at some point, but it's a lot of grinding, so we'll have to wait and see. But that's kind of like NBA Live 19. The reason I put that on my list, I think I talked about this last week, was to do the live events, because the live events in NBA Live 18 actually don't exist anymore. So I was trying to hop on 19 and do the live events. There was one yesterday, but I ended up falling asleep for it, or Monday, so I ended up falling asleep for that and missed it. But there'll be another one that'll come up. I'm not really too worried about it. But 18 I'd like to play through and just play through the single player. 19, the only time I'm really playing 19 is if I'm playing with Carlos or Almighty or someone, so I'm not really playing that game right now like by myself or anything. That would strictly be to play with one of them. But 18's coming along. I'll get it at some point, but I can't really promise when, just because I have so many other games that I want to play that it's not really top of my priority right now. Up next, I have Game of Thrones. This is the European version. I did buy this on the EU store a while back. Had it downloaded on my PS3. I do own it physical for North America as well. I had the EU one downloaded on my PS3, so I was like, I'm just going to play this one. But I started that on, I think, Saturday. Since Game of Thrones is coming out in like a week and a half, I was like, let's start playing the Game of Thrones game, maybe get some new people in the stream and everything. So that was kind of the goal with that. Very bad game. I knew it was going to be bad, but it's whatever. That's kind of what I do nowadays, is play like the big stinker games. So it's what I'm known for, it's what I'm known for. So I was just playing through that, got through, I think, 2 chapters, got the missable trophies that I could get, and just kept moving on. So I'll go back to that at some point this week or this weekend and play through that and put a little bit more time in. I don't think I'll be able to get it done before the new Game of Thrones season comes out, but if I can play it through the season, like while the season's going on, I'll feel like that would be pretty interesting to watch the show and play the game that's kind of related to it, but not really. So yeah, it's whatever. Up next, we have probably the game that I made the most progress with this week, which I'm very happy about, Star Wars Battlefront. So I've been in a boost in another server pretty consistently over the past month, and the boost started with going for, if you guys remember, going for the 25 trample kills with the ATST, the tow cable to destroy an AT-AT, and also to destroy a Y-Wing and Walker Assault. That was kind of the goal of the boost session at first, was to get all those, and then after that their goal was to work through the 3 DLCs, because if you don't know, the extraction game mode in Outer Rim you can boost with 4 people, easy. The Bespin DLC, the sabotage game mode, you need 16 people to boost it to start a game, and then for the battle station and the infiltration game modes you need 12 people, I believe, to start those game modes. So the goal of the session was to do the AT-ST tramples, the AT-AT stuff in Walker Assault, and then the next week do the Bespin DLC, and then the Rogue One DLC, and then the Death Star DLC. So what we ended up doing this week was we got through the Rogue One Infiltration DLC. Took probably 2 hours to get 10 wins of infiltration, so it wasn't too bad. Then we played the additional maps on Rogue One, so that was pretty good. This upcoming weekend, we're going to be doing the 10 rounds of Battle Station and also getting all the new maps on the around the Death Star. So that'll finish that DLC. And then also on Sunday night, I believe, we boosted the rest of the HUT contracts that we needed to do, which were tied to certain weapons, getting kills with certain weapons and stuff like that. There's still a few more things that we have to do, and I have some star cards that I need to pass off to a few people to get some of this stuff done. But for the most part, we're done boosting all the kills and everything. We just have to finish up the extraction, the rounds of extraction, and then I want to do a few base game things related to cargo, blast, drop zone, and heroes and villains, and then after that we can literally just boost XP and be done probably in 2 weeks. And then after I do all that, then it just comes down to doing the survival stuff, the missions on completing missions on master difficulty and all that. That's what it comes down to after that. So it's not too bad, but I'm making progress. This is a game that I was a huge fan back in middle school and middle school. Back in middle school and probably later elementary school, I played the shit out of Star Wars Battlefront 2. I remember actually going over a friend's house in elementary school when I'm guessing around when it came out, and he was playing it on PS2. The two games that we played at his house were Grand Theft Auto San Andreas and Star Wars Battlefront 2. And these were the two games that we played all the time. And I remember I played Battlefront 2 and I was like, this is amazing. And at the time I had an original Xbox. So I came home, I was never allowed to play Grand Theft Auto. That was never in the realm of asking my parents or anything. But the other one was Star Wars. So I was like, hey, can we get Star Wars Battlefront 2? So I ended up getting it. And I remember I played the absolute shit out of Battlefront 2. It was probably one of my favorite games for a little while. There was a few Star Wars games that I really enjoyed back in the day, like Battlefront 2, obviously, KOTOR, aka Knights of the Old Republic. That was a really fun game. A little confusing for how young I was, but it was a fun game. And then there was another Star Wars game that I played the shit out of, which was Star Wars Episode 3. That game was so much fun, but back to the Battlefront. I played the hell out of Battlefront 2. I remember sitting around playing this game just all the time, doing the conquests and that was, what was the game mode when you could basically like take over the planets and everything? I think it was Galactic Conquest. That's what it was. And then doing like battles out in like space battles. I couldn't think of it. Doing space battles, like doing all that stuff. It was so much fun. So when Battlefront 1 came out, I was super hyped. Like this was probably the game I was most hyped for, because I was like, they're actually, like, EA is actually bringing back a franchise that, like, I absolutely adored as a kid. And when they brought it back, I was like, oh, but they fucking ruined it, because it's basically all online. There's a few things offline, but it's all online. So I was like, I mean, I could have seen it coming because it's all about the online nowadays, but it just kind of frustrated me. But this was a game where it came out, I saw the trophy list, and I was kind of like, nah, I don't know if I'll ever get the platinum. Then the DLC started to roll out, and I didn't have the DLC, and I was like, I don't know if I'll ever get around to this. But the one thing that I knew was going to hold me back from the platinum was the ATST trample. So I was like, if I can get that, then I think I would be pretty happy, and I think I could get this platinum. But that was like the one thing that I knew would hold me back. But just to go on a little tangent about Star Wars is, I would love to see more Star Wars games. And I don't know if you guys heard this, but about a week or two ago, they revived, if I remember hearing this correctly, they actually revived LucasArts, like the game studio that made Star Wars games. I think Disney revived it or something happened, and it was brought back. I don't know if it was the same name or under a different name, but it was brought back. And my initial thought was, this is awesome. They'll take the Star Wars IP away from EA, and they'll start making their own games, because I never understood why Disney never did that in the first place. Like, I don't know why they outsourced the Star Wars IP to a different company when they have enough money to develop stuff in-house and make more money. Because at the end of the day, anything related to Star Wars, it doesn't matter what it is, it's going to make money. So if they put a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, a little bit of resources into making some sort of game, related to Star Wars, I can guarantee you it's going to make its return twofold. Like, it's going to make all of its money back plus more. It doesn't matter if it's a good game or not. Everyone's going to love it because it's Star Wars. I mean, that's just what it is. It's like one of the biggest franchises ever. But I heard that at first, and I was like, oh, sweet. Like, they'll pull the IP from EA. Like, EA will stop fucking around, because I've been sick and tired of EA. Like, I've legitimately, like, just been pissed off with EA because for multiple things. One of the major things is the Star Wars IP. They've had the Star Wars IP since when? 2014, 2015. They've literally had the ability to make not really whatever they want, but they've had the ability to make anything Star Wars related as long as it was okayed by Disney. There was already a game that was canceled by LucasArts, which was the Star Wars 1313. I was really looking forward to that game. That was like the backstory of Boba Fett or something like that. And I was like, this is going to be awesome. Like, yeah, you don't get the lightsabers and all this other cool stuff, but you get the atmosphere, you get the world of Star Wars. That got canceled. I was like, shit. When they announced Battlefront, I was like, awesome. Like, this is great. Like, they're finally listening to people. Came out, poop. Then they had, like, what, 2 other games in the works. One of them was with the lady that, I don't even remember her name, but the lady that helped with Uncharted. I was like, if they make an Uncharted-style Star Wars game, that is going to be epic. That's going to be awesome. That got canned. Then they were talking about another one. That got canned. Now they got, I think Respawn is supposed to be making some sort of Star Wars game, multiplayer, probably games as a service, probably loot shooter if I had to guess. Which, again, it's not bad. It's Star Wars. I don't think they can mess it up. But when I heard that Lucasfilms or LucasArts was coming back and it kind of got revived, I was like, oh, this would be awesome if they just start like pumping out games left and right, because that's one of the things that I think has really been lacking over the past like 10 years or so, has really just been like solid Star Wars games. Because we've gotten Force Unleashed 1 and 2, which, by the way, once Disney bought the IP for Star Wars, they disregarded Force Unleashed, and they said it wasn't canon. So it's technically not even part of the Star Wars storyline, which kind of sucks, but they're still games that you can go buy, and they're Star Wars, so you can play them. And then we literally got Battlefront and Battlefront 2. I mean, we've got like 4 games over the past like 10 years related to Star Wars. It'd be cool to see some more, but, you know, we'll just have to wait and see. But back to Battlefront, I should have this done within the next few weeks. I would say I'll give myself probably like a month, because I think once I get the multiplayer done and everything, I'm going to try to just get the platinum and get it out of the way. But we'll just have to wait and see. The main goal right now is to get the multiplayer done, get through everything that I can multiplayer-wise, and then worry about the missions and all that other stuff later. Then I probably won't start Battlefront 2 until I platinum Battlefront 1. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I've been making progress in this game, and it's really a game that I never thought I would platinum, let alone 100%. So progress is being made. Up next we have Far Cry 5. So this is on the list. I talked about this last week because what I did a few weeks ago was we did the zombie DLC, and then I did the AFK and the 5,000 kills. Well, what I did last week was I actually played on an alt account to make trophy guides for the first 4 trophies. So whenever I put the guides out for this game, whenever I get around to it, I already have those guides made. But I also put time into finishing up the arcade mode. So I got level 20, the 5 arcade hero games, I did that, and then I did the 10 featured arcade maps in Solar Co-op, which, by the way, that trophy fucking stupid. Like, I was doing featured maps. I was searching featured maps by certain names and playing them 10 times, like very easy ones, like the map Upside Down that literally takes 30 seconds to get through, and I would play it 10 times, and then it didn't give me it. And I kept playing, and it didn't give it to me. So what I ended up doing was going on just searching featured, top rated or something, and played the top rated featured one 10 times, and I got it eventually. But it was just stupid, because I was doing what it told me to do. I was doing what the game, I was using the featured option, and it just wasn't giving it to me. So I'm done with the arcade mode. Now it just comes down to playing the campaign and the DLCs, which I'm still up in the air what I want to do with Far Cry. If you guys know, I enjoy playing games chronologically, usually when they come out, but sometimes I'll play them chronologically via story. Most games, they come out chronologically by story, but you have games that jump all over the place, like God of War and stuff like that. Well, anyway, with Far Cry, they're not really tied together, so you could play Far Cry 4 before, or before Far Cry Classic. Like, it doesn't matter. I've already played Far Cry 3, I've already played Far Cry Primal, so I've already played some of them, but I want to play them chronologically now. So I want to go do Far Cry Classic, and then after that, I would like to do Far Cry 2, which is going to be the biggest hurdle to get over. Then after that, I'll do 4 or 5, New Dawn, and then maybe go back to 3, Classic. I don't know. But yeah, I was kind of up in the air with what I wanted to do, and I think I kind of made that decision and decided that I want to do them chronologically. So we'll see when that comes through. I would like to do Far Cry Classic. I would like to do that on stream at some point, so keep an eye out for that. I don't know when it will be, but it'll be coming around at some point. Then up next, we have the Grand Tour. I don't know if I talked about this last week, because I think I might have missed playing it, but yeah, we played the Grand Tour this week. I was a few days late, but something interesting happened. So if you guys don't know, we're in DLC Pack 12, and there's 13 episodes in the game. So we're on episode 12, right? So I beat the episode tonight, I get all gold, and then I come up here, and I'm like, okay. So I got the trophy for earning all gold in season 3 episode 12, and then you could see down here there's another trophy for earning all gold in season 3 episode 13. But for some reason I got the trophy for earning gold in earn all gold in season 3. So I didn't do the last episode, but then I got the trophy for doing all gold. I don't know what the hell. I don't know if this is like glitched in a good way or what the hell is going on, but it was so weird. And then when I went into the game, because I was looking through comments on forums and stuff, and people were like, "Oh, check your missions or whatever in your game or your episodes and see what's going on there." So I go in there and I'm looking at the episodes, and I'm like, "There's an episode 13 and an episode 14 in here." So like, there's 2 additional episodes. Well, there's one additional one that we don't even have trophies for. I was like, "What is going on with this game, man?" Like, we got trophies popping when they're not supposed to pop. We got shit like what is going on? Anyway, it's a glitch for the good or for the better, so I'm not going to complain, but it was just a little bit annoying because, like, what the hell is happening? I don't even know what is going on. But yeah, Grand Tour, I should be done next week, and then maybe I'll start to grind towards getting wins with certain characters. And I don't know. That's really the last thing I have to do in the game. Once I finish the episodes and everything, the last thing comes down to just grinding wins with, like, each of the characters, which is going to take a while, but we'll have to wait and see. And then power-ups, of course, but I'll be getting the power-ups as I'm getting the wins, so they're like hand in hand, more or less. But that's coming along. And then lastly, we have another game that I've been wanting to get into a little bit more. I've been neglecting it quite a bit, and it's Sekiro. And I was actually playing this. So I played this back when it came out. It came out like, I don't even know, like 2 weeks ago. I played it when it came out. Or no, it was like a week and a half ago. I played it when it came out, really enjoyed it, and then never really played it until tonight because I was playing other things like I think I was playing Odyssey and just random stuff here and there. I never really got back to it. I was streaming Game of Thrones and stuff all over the place. So I eventually, after I did Grand Tour tonight, I hopped back on it and played through a little bit, and I got through a few bosses, and I gotta say, like, the game is really fun. Like, the combat is, like, once you understand the combat and the way that the posture and everything works, like, it's a very enjoyable game because you kind of understand it. But at the same time, there's a lot of things about the game that really confuse me and more anger me than confuse me. Like, I was doing the Lady Butterfly fight tonight, and you would fight against her and you would hit her with a deflect, right? Deflect is basically like somewhat of a parry, and then you can attack. Usually if you deflect someone, they'll like kind of fall back, and then you get like a free hit or two off of them, right? So like, she would attack me, and then I would deflect all of her stuff, which just requires you to just block at the perfect time. So I would deflect her stuff, but then like, she would just keep throwing it, right? And then I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, well, another thing that deflect does if you're fighting like a boss is if you deflect a boss, it'll lower their posture more than it would if you were just to regularly just block their hit. So I was like, oh, so basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to get me to deflect her to lower her posture so then I can just attack her and kill her. Because the thing with the game is, you can kill someone when they have no health, obviously. But another way you can kill a boss, is if you can get their posture meter filled all the way up, which basically means they're exhausted. This means that they can't block anymore, so you get like an automatic kill on them. So by deflecting, you're building that posture meter. So I was like, okay, this is making sense. Like, I understand this now. This game it's fun when you understand it, right? So as I'm deflecting, I'm realizing like, okay, I'm deflecting her, but then she keeps attacking. And I'm like, it's kind of stupid. When you deflect any other enemy, it kind of stuns them a little bit so that they don't keep attacking. But with her, you deflect her, and then next thing you know, she's throwing like one of the attacks that you can't deflect or block. You have to like dodge or jump or whatever. And it's like, it was just stupid because like, you're deflecting, you're doing everything you're supposed to do, and then you're not getting what you thought you would get in return. And there were some other things happening. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was, but there was something else that was happening. Oh, it was with one of the attacks. So when you are being attacked by a boss, sometimes you'll get like a symbol, and what the symbol basically means is you either need to dodge, jump, or yeah, dodge towards the enemy to get like a parry or something like that. So when she was doing her attacks, when she jumps in the air, that's when you have to dodge. And when she's on the ground doing a sweep, that's when you have to jump. And when she's about to charge attack, that's when you have to dodge towards her. So you'll realize all this stuff as you're playing through and you're fighting bosses. So she would keep doing the one when she jumps up in the air to do the unblockable above attack where I just have to swoop, dodge to the right or left, and I would dodge to the right or left as she's coming down, but then she would track me. It's kind of ridiculous how the enemies track you in this game, and the hitboxes are a little interesting. You'll dodge something and you'll get hit midair, or you'll do something and the hit won't make sense. The hitboxes are a little off, I will say. Another thing that's a little off with the game that frustrates me just a little bit is the camera angle can really mess with your head sometimes. When you're pinned up against a wall or in a corner, it really fucks with you. Sometimes when you're fighting a boss, they'll do a move, go up in the air behind you or something, and you'll stop tracking them, or the camera will just shoot up in the sky or something. So there's some weird things that happen in the game that I think will hopefully get ironed out within patches. But for the most part, again, I'm really enjoying the game. I'm starting to really understand. I mean, I kind of understood it at first, but I'm really starting to understand the game now, and it's making it a lot more enjoyable because I actually know what I'm doing, and I'm not just in there swinging my sword left and right, because that's really what I was doing the first night. I was like, oh, I mean, I can block, but I'm just going to go in there and swing my sword and see what happens. So it's making it a little more enjoyable. But yeah, that's all I've been playing this week. I mean, I've gone on for 30 minutes or so talking about what I've been playing this week. Very eventful week. So what do I plan on playing in the upcoming week? Well, obviously getting that Battle Station DLC done in Battlefront, and hopefully just finishing up all the multiplayer in Battlefront would be a huge goal this week, a really big goal. I don't know when the Odyssey DLC is going to drop, but obviously I'm going to be playing that day one when it does drop, so I'll probably live stream that. So I can't really say. They said that the first episode was supposed to drop sometime early April. It didn't drop on Tuesday, so I don't know if it'll be next week or the week after, or on a Friday, who knows. Another thing is just playing through Game of Thrones in my free time on stream, and same thing with Sekiro. I don't even know, honestly, man, I don't even know how to pronounce this damn game. Sekiro. I think it's Sekiro. But no, I would like to play through that in my free time as well. And then, I might hop on Plants vs. Zombies 2, go through that. There's a few other games that I want to play with a few other people, like Need for Speed Shift I need to play, or I want to play with that with Waves at some point. There's a few games that I think Carlos wanted to boost. I've been really having the itch to play a golf game. I know I just got the Golf Club Platinum a month or so ago, but I've been having an itch to play a golf game, so I might be playing Tiger Woods PGA Tour 14. I also bought MLB The Show 17 and 18 this week. 19 came out last week, so I was kind of damn, I kind of want to play a baseball game. I've been so big against doing franchises that I've been staying away from sports games, because I was if I can't do all of them, I don't want to do any of them. But then I'm sitting here and I'm like, but my dumbass is playing NBA Live 18 and 19. And damn well I don't have 15, 16, or 10 on my list. So what the hell does it matter, I care about my trophy list looking, somewhat good at the end of the day. But what I really care about is just playing what I want to play and playing stuff that I am going to enjoy. So if I really want to play a baseball game right now, I'm not going to not play it because, I can't get the series done. I mean, it's whatever, it's whatever at the end of the day. If I can't get the series done, I can't get the series done, but I ain't going to cry about it. But yeah, I mean, that's all I've really been playing this week. And that's what I plan on playing in the upcoming week. Nothing too crazy. Just keeping it nice and nice on the DL and stuff. But I don't really know what else I plan on playing. I mean, definitely want to stream. I've been wanting to stream every night, right? But with me coming home and like working out and everything, I'm usually not available till 9, 10 o'clock at night sometimes. So it can be kind of difficult to stream, or and if I do stream, it's going to be a little bit later and not a lot of people show up for the later streams. But another thing that has been kind of keeping me away from streaming as well has been boosting games. You know, if I'm boosting Star Wars Battlefront and I stream it, I don't mind streaming the boost and showing everyone the boost. But at the same time, the other aspect of it is if someone comes into the stream expecting Star Wars Battlefront gameplay and they see it, or God forbid someone joins the stream and then they want to come mess with the boost. That's one of the big things that I'm concerned about is streaming a boost in a public lobby is people joining and then wanting to more or less ruin the boost. So that's another reason why I wouldn't want to stream boosting games. But I did stream the Battlefront boost on Sunday. Everyone seemed to find it somewhat interesting, so maybe I'll do it this Sunday as well and see how it goes. But we'll just have to wait and see. But that's one of the other reasons why I haven't really been streaming every night. I would like to, but like I said, what it comes down to is either it's too late and I don't think it's beneficial to stream, or I'm boosting a game and it kind of doesn't make sense to stream. At least to me, it doesn't make sense to stream when I'm boosting a game just because of multiple reasons, but, you know, it's whatever. Anyway, I think that's going to about wrap this video up. I've only been going for about 35 minutes. I know everyone keeps harping at me to do this this hour-long episode, but I can't, man. The hardest thing about doing an hour-long episode is just talking points, because the way I do these is I really just talk about whatever's on my mind and whatever I'm thinking about at the moment. And there are things that I think about after the fact, or there's things that I think about and I forget to talk about, but when it comes down to it, you know, if I have stuff to talk about, if I have talking points, people ask questions, stuff like that, then I could make it more of a podcast-ish type thing where my intro talks about certain things. But like if you like tangents about me going off about like Assassin's Creed and stuff like that, then let me know, because, you know, I can do that with basically any game that I play. Has somewhat of a sentimental, not sentimental, but it has some sort of background to me. Whether it's how I acquired the game or how I know about the game or something of that sort. I will rarely just play a game and it have no meaning or no backstory or anything to it. It's very rare that I'll do that. But if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff, I mean, obviously I can only do it like one time every time I talk about the game, because it would get a little dreadful to do it every single week if I'm continuing to play that game every week. But if you're interested in that, then, you know, let me know. I can try that. I guess one thing I can do with these is kind of give like not like a channel update, but just let you guys know what's going on there, because another thing that I've really been wanting to do recently is get back into making more YouTube videos. It's kind of hard between like streaming and boosting and working full time and working out. Like I don't have enough time in the day to do everything that I want to do. I mean, in order for me to go to work full time, work out, come home and stream, and then possibly make a YouTube video and boost games, it's literally impossible for me to do all 5 of those things in one day and feel good about myself. So I've been thinking about making more YouTube videos. You know, I've slacked on the platinum videos, and part of that just comes down to when I can record and things of that sort, and just that's really what it comes down to, is my recording time and when I can actually do it. So I did record my Assassin's Creed Odyssey Platinum Trophy video tonight, and I'm going to do the Chivalry one probably tomorrow at some point, and they'll be out by the weekend. But I've really been wanting to get into making more how to platinums and multiplayer trophy guide videos. I still obviously I still want to make trophy guides for games, you know, whatever I'm playing, but I do want to get into more of the multiplayer trophy guides and how to platinums, because people seem to really like the how to platinums, and I've been kind of lacking on them, and I kind of want to have a series on the channel that people really enjoy. Like, obviously making guides is helpful, and these videos, these update videos, a lot of people really enjoy them, and they say that it's like nothing else, and that it's enjoyable to listen to and everything of that sort. So I want to have like a series, like yeah, I guess that's the best way to say it, like a series of videos that like I'm more or less known for, kind of, not just like, hey, it's Snickel, that guide guy, or something like that. Like, oh, he's the one that makes those how to platinum videos, or he's the one who makes those multiplayer trophy guides. That's why I kind of was trying to switch it up with multiplayer trophy guides and how to platinums, because if you want me to be honest, the whole reason I started YouTube back in, whenever, I had a channel before I had this one, and then I made this one. And the whole reason that I wanted to start YouTube and do stuff related to trophies is because I wanted to make videos that basically walk people through how to get platinums in games. Basically my How to Platinum series, but like it would have been super raw. No editing and, anything that I have now. But that was the whole reason I wanted to start YouTube in the first place. And I've been a person ever since I can remember. I've been a person that enjoys helping other people. It's another reason why I make trophy guides and stuff and collectible guides. Most people will ask me, well, why do you do it? Like, you don't get views. You don't, for the most part, you don't get views. You have to put a lot of effort in and you don't really get the return on it. And it's just like, I enjoy helping people at the end of the day. Whether I help one person or I help 1 million people, or 10 million people, or however many people. As long as I help one person, that's what makes me kind of feel better at the end of the day. And that's why I make guides on everything, is because I want to help people, even if it's for some shit PS3 game that no one's going to buy. If someone buys it and they need it, they'll have it. Back when I was doing guides, collectible guides, and guides for like the Tomb Raider games on the PS3, I was looking through and doing my research and stuff before I started making my guides, and I was like, there's literally like, there's nothing on these games, and the things that there are on these games are like all like 144, 360p, whatever, 480p, like really shit videos. So when I made all those, I was like, this is awesome. Like, if someone actually wants to play Tomb Raider Underworld, they now have a full library of 1080p, 60 frames per second, very crisp videos that they can watch and walk them through how to get it. So that's kind of what I go for. And, like I said, most people will tell me or ask me, like, you don't get the return in your views sometimes, you deserve more subscribers, stuff like that. And it's like, it'll, as long as I'm helping some people, that's what makes me happy at the end of the day. I've always been the type of person that likes to help people more than anything. I'm not doing trophies because I want the most trophies. I'm not doing this. I enjoy playing the games, and then I enjoy making the guides for the games to help other people to get those trophies as well. It's part of the reason why I picked the career that I picked, is because, I basically design stuff to help the public. I don't design things. I'm not like a designer that designs things for a company to sell for a profit or stuff like that. The stuff that I'm designing and the stuff that I'm doing is to help the better of people at the end of the day. People who use roadways, people who are walking, people like all over the place. We're helping people. And obviously I work for a business, so the business wants to make money. But, at the end of the day, for me, it's about helping the people more than like making a quick buck. So, and that's how I've always been on YouTube. That's why I'm still going on YouTube, because to me, it's not about the money. If the money comes, great. I'm not going to complain if the money comes in at the end of the day. But to me, it's more about putting the videos out to help the people, and that's just what I enjoy the most. But with the How to Platinum videos, that's the whole reason I wanted to start YouTube, was I was like, I want to walk people through how to get platinums in games, certain games. And it was funny because when I met Carlos back when he was, well, he's, I guess, still CMH, right? But he only went by CMH back in the day. On Trophy Hunters Gaming, we were talking about stuff, and I remember that discussion came up one time, and because he was thinking the same thing, he was like, I want to make videos that kind of walk people through platinums. And I was like, dude, that's like the main reason that I came onto YouTube, but I just never found, I made like concepts of it, but I never found the right formula to do it. And I finally found a formula that seems like it works and helps people, but it was just like, that was the main reason that I wanted to start. And it was funny that he brought it up, and he said that was the main reason, or one of the main reasons, that he wanted to start as well. So it was just interesting. But I remember back on my old channel before this one, I made a guide. It was literally the only guide on how to get the sellout trophy in Skate 3. And it was like the biggest video on my channel. And just ever since then, I've just really just enjoyed helping people. That's what it comes down to. Just helping people get trophies, or helping people find collectibles, or helping people get platinums, or helping people get the multiplayer, whatever it comes down to, as long as I'm helping people do stuff, it makes me feel good on the inside. And that's why I do what I do, and I haven't stopped, making guides or stuff like that, because it makes me feel good at the end of the day. So anyway, that's my little rant on YouTube and my how to platinum and everything. I know that went on for like 10 minutes. Like I said, I don't mind doing stuff like this if people have topics or something that they want me to talk about or something like that. I don't mind doing that. So, leave them in the comments below, and I can be sure to talk about them on the next video or some video. One of these videos at some point. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. So down in the comments below, again, leave any topics you want me to talk about, or anything like that, in the next video. Let me know what you guys have been playing, what you've been up to, what if you've been boosting any games you're looking forward to. I know it's a little bit of a dry month here in early April, but the end of April is looking pretty good with Days Gone and a few other games. So let me know if you're looking forward to anything or what you're looking forward to. In the description below, you'll find links to all types of stuff. You'll find links to my Twitter. You'll find links to my Twitch. You'll find links to this site that you're looking at right now on my computer. You'll find links to to my platinum trophies that I've been posting there for who knows how long. It's my longest going playlist, I think, on YouTube, or one of my longest going playlists. So if you want to go check out all the platinums that I've gotten since I've started this channel, then you can check that out down in the description below as well. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like, leave any questions or comments or anything down in the comments below, because that's obviously what they're there for. If you've made it this far and you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing for more awesome trophy content like this. I think it's awesome. But anyway, I hope to see you guys around sometime soon.